You're welcome on Scoop on Scoop. This is Esther Muhozi, your host, like usual. Guys, today I'm here with, I don't even know how to say them. They'll have a chance to say themselves. We are going to talk about the unsaid truth in relationships, brackets, sexual harassment. Is this something that is being done? Does it happen? How? When? What can we do? We're going to find answers in this talk show. And guys, I'm excited. I'll have a gentleman on my right start with introducing themselves.
My name is Bruce, and I'm a web developer. I'm also a poet and an entrepreneur. Hi.
You're all that?
Apparently.
Well, we're going to go on my left and have, we're starting from the lady in white.
The lady in white.
The lady in white.
No,
Is there
red.
lady
in red? Yeah. Yes.
Okay, please.
Hello, I am Peace Mutesi. I am a mom of 2 beautiful boys. Currently staying at home, but I do fashion and design on the side. So
A mom.
I'm happy to be here.
I know.
A mom.
When will you get to say that? Anyway, my name is Anderson Wineza, and this is hard saying what someone does. I'm a singer, artist. That involves a lot of things. Let's not go through that.
Yeah.
And I just opened a business, so finally I can call myself an entrepreneur. I'm an entrepreneur.
Yes.
And I'm very excited to be here and talking specifically about this subject.
Yes. This is a topic that I believe to some people is a very hard topic to discuss on. So I really appreciate you guys being here today and shedding a light on this topic. It's sensitive to me, and I believe it's sensitive to some other people. This is why I wanted us to be like, you know what, youth, we can talk about these things. We can share about these things, because I believe someone somewhere, is going to learn something, and we're going to get there eventually. Yeah. So I'll start with wondering, someone could not know, actually probably don't know myself, what is sexual harassment?
So for me, harassment is repeatedly doing something someone doesn't want, regardless of how many times they tell you to not do it or how many times they reject that action you are doing, and you do it regardless of how they are feeling. And when it comes to sexual harassment, it's harassment, but at a sexual level. Let's say, for example, touching you regardless of you telling me that you don't want to be touched, giving you advances, doing anything that is sex related, whether saying dirty words and stuff to you, even though you have expressed multiple times that you don't want that.
Thank you, Bruce. Multiple times?
Yes.
So does that mean if someone does it once, it's not sexual harassment? Anderson.
On that one, I object in terms of the repetitiveness. In my opinion, someone touching me inappropriately on my bum, that does not need to be repeated.
Let's get back to the forms of sexual harassment. That what are these forms? I don't know. There were
the
forms.
whole physical part. There is a verbal sexual harassment. I think they all fall in those categories. There's a physical and verbal. So the verbal part, I believe it has to be repetitive. I feel like someone would say something that's sexually offensive to you, and then you can tell them, I'm offended. That's offensive, and they would stop. I wouldn't consider that harassment. But then I wouldn't
If they
consider
keep
that.
doing
If they
it,
keep doing it,
that's
where it becomes harassment.
Then,
So that's why I
then the
understand.
physical.
Then the physical is, let me give a clear example. I lived in Uganda for about 22 years. So Uganda has this one place, it's downtown marketplace, we call it Owino. So in Owino,
Ugandans, don't kill us.
if you're ready, if you're not ready to be tapped as, if you're not ready, like they literally tap your
bum.
Not only the bum,
The vagina.
the vajayjay, yeah, like, this guy will pretend like he's unaware and he'll pass it
You
like,
guys.
you know,
And
so
then like
it's-
we're selling, stop
and then you
advertising.
move. So of course, if you have not lived in such an environment, you're going to live Owino feeling so dirty, harassed, and all that. You can't do anything about it, but then That's why I'm
Go
told
there,
that
they'll tell you
it doesn't need to be repetitive for someone to tap your VJJ or ass for you to feel like.
So I understand this, that sexual harassment shouldn't be repetitive to some people, it should be repetitive to some other people. Of course, everyone would define this in their own way. But I feel like sexual harassment is something international. Like what he was saying of it depends on how I could have done it to you and it wasn't harassment. I could do it to the other person. I feel like it can only be classified as sexual harassment if I, the person you did that to, was offended. Because I don't think you can call, go, you just touched her. That is sexual harassment. If her herself does not classify that as it is, which is why I think like we need to talk about these things so that people can know like, if that guy did this thing to me, I think he actually sexually harassed me. But anywho.
Communication, by the way. 'Cause
Yeah.
communication is a very big part. You know?
Yeah.
Someone can be blamed of ignorance, but if they have been informed,
Yeah.
then there's no
Esther,
excuse there.
So we are here to inform.
I don't agree with you.
That's
There's
the-
a thing where I don't agree. Because someone has not intervened doesn't mean it's not sexual harassment. I could be okay with it when someone is sexually harassing me.
And you may not even
And I may
realize
not,
that it's happening.
maybe I may even realize it, but I'm quiet. I'm more of a reserved. So because someone has not intervened doesn't mean it's not sexual.
And
I
I
like that.
actually think specific that point you just said, I think I don't agree with it. Because most of the time when someone is being sexually harassed, it's the people around that we have a responsibility of standing up for that person and stopping it. And most times when I've been in those situations, the person who's being harassed, male or female, actually don't find the courage to fight right away.
Yeah, it's the anxieties.
Yeah, so it's the boss.
Yeah.
Who
Yeah.
am I? I'm down
Which
there.
I believe is why like it was more of the unsaid truth in relationships brackets sexual harassment, because for some reason these things you know what, let me jump to the question that I have in mind. If those things you said are being done by my partner, is it sexual harassment? I mean, we are in a relationship. He's my man or she's my woman. She can touch me. She can tap me. She can do anything.
No,
is that sexual harassment?
Yes,
Okay.
it is.
The thing is like, and this is me, by the way, it's my opinion, but relationship does not equal to ownership. you know?
Exactly.
It's a partnership.
Did you guys hear that?
And
It's a very,
Like-
very strong point.
no matter what philosophy, what religion you have, at the end of the day, something you wouldn't want done to you, you shouldn't do it to others.
Maybe I like it being done to me.
No, like if I put you in a situation where things are done to you, but you don't want it and you are not welcoming it,
Yeah.
and you, the way you would feel is how the other person also is going to feel in that situation. And no matter who you are, no matter how you are raised, you can feel that, because every human being, unless you're a psychopath, you have that part of empathy. It's just that sometimes we choose to ignore it or to kind of like shut it down. You know, the moment you are doing something and the person you pretend to love is telling you that they don't want it and they are uncomfortable by it, and yet you persist and you keep pushing, then there's no love there, because if you love someone, you value their freedom and you value their like, you have to respect those boundaries for them.
But doesn't that
And if you're not happy about the situation, if you married thinking that you'll be having sex and then you are not having sex, break up with them. Divorce them. There are other things you can
let's
do.
not jump to the things they can do. Let's not jump to the things they can do.
I don't think a breakup should be like the ultimate. There are things you can do. There's therapy. There's even talking
there are
about
things you
it.
can do, but I'm saying
Like, you
that
sit
if
and
it's a
talk
big
about
deal
it.
to you,
Yeah.
to the point where you feel like you have to abuse it, you have to abuse
Yeah.
or steal.
Let's not jump yet to things they should be doing or things that we should do. Let's like give me examples of this sexual harassment.
That
Specific
part,
examples.
I remember when I was invited to talk about that specific subject, I was like, are they choosing to say sexual harassment, especially in relationships, because they're ashamed of using the word rape?
Yeah.
But then I was like, okay, I know I am very intense and I can jump on conclusions. So let me actually research what is meant by sexual harassment in a relationship. Because for me, I also was like, sexual harassment in a relationship. It wasn't making sense to me. until I was Googling and I saw a specific example that made a lot of sense to me. Some, for example, growing up in Africa, we're not comfortable with PDA, public display of affection. But then the person likes to squeeze bam bam or other parts in public because that's their way of showing love.
Yeah.
And
The love languages,
the love
physical
language,
touch.
physical touch, and they're like, but you
They
make
don't
it.
mean any harm by it.
They don't, in their mind, they're not being harmful. You're making things a big deal.
Overrated.
You're overreacting, and that's where sexual harassment came in for me. I'm like, I think I now understand it on a different level. That specific example really made it clear for me because I'm also someone who's not too comfortable with touchiness. And I've been in instances where my boyfriend is like, "Are you ashamed of me?" And I'm like, "That's not what's happening."
Shouldn't be
So
a
now,
conclusion.
it's not that level. But then you wonder, "Wamungani,
But you
when
understand
is
where they're
it?"
coming from, right?
You fully understand where they're coming from, and you're the girlfriend, and you want the relationship to function, and but at the same time, where are the limits? And then Wamungani, then do we now call it sexual harassment? Because
It's tricky.
I
'cause,
don't
like,
think-
okay,
I don't
so
think that's sexual
I'm conflicted
harassment
for me because I
also.
don't like. At some point, I don't agree. I agree with rape, but I don't agree with specifically sexual harassment when it comes to relationships. No, no.
no, you grow. Yeah, you can.
No, I didn't
grow that.
understand. I didn't hear that part.
Like I don't fully like agree with sexual harassment in relationship. Because that person is not a stranger. That person doesn't mean. In most cases, no. Let me give my reason.
This is why we need to talk about this
Let me give
thing.
my reason. At some extent, that person doesn't mean any harm or any hurt, and if it's something that hurts you, they can like take a step back or respect that. But they also have the same emotion you are feeling. They are feeling the opposite of it in their rejection. That's why like they are even like sometimes they may push. Same way with someone who like is interested and then you reject them, but they keep coming because So the intention is the same, but at the opposite. Does that mean that it's okay? It's not. But if you try to understand where their side is coming from, then you can have a common ground and have a discussion on it.
See, this understanding in relationship is
As long
what
as
keeps.
it's not physical. As long as
No.
This understanding is what
No,
keeps
you
it
don't
going,
understand.
right, Diana?
You're asking her to understand you and your feeling of rejection, but you fail to understand that she's not comfortable with something or she's not in a mood for
Yeah.
something. So
if it's a once in a while thing, then
it can be
there
once
has
in
to
a
be-
while.
No,
In
no.
this,
Understanding, and I agree with you, understanding goes both ways, right? The same way I should understand why you don't want me to touch you is the same way you should understand why I'm touching you and my intent coming toward that. You get
so
it?
where is the common ground? Because I
And-
feel like you expect me to understand you.
And
I expect you to
I'm not
understand
going
me.
to-
We have to find a middle
Me,
ground.
that's why I had a problem with repetitive.
Exactly.
The concept of repetitive
It's
is
kind of
very
like-
tricky because when is it repetitive? Is it 2 times? Is it more than once? And then when is it?
Like I think like
what?
in relationship there
It has to be repetitive.
in relationships there has to be communication, right? I have a girlfriend that maybe she was like, let's say like violated or something happened to her in the past, and she as a result she's uncomfortable if a man touches her. That is her part, right? If I know that she's dealing with it and at some point she will be comfortable with me touching her, then I can be patient and then like hands off because I know she's going through that. That's why the communication, by the way, comes into play, right?
What if she wasn't and
But-
she's
Yeah,
just
yeah,
not
that's what I was gonna
Yeah,
comfortable?
look. We both know that when it comes to relationships, there is a certain percentage of intimacy that is involved. right?
Exactly.
You get
True.
it?
True.
And that's why, by the way, the sexual harassment kind of like gets tricky, because in relationship there is that part of intimacy. You get it? People are intimate with each other. Of course, they all have boundaries and stuff, things they are comfortable with. If you don't like to be touched, I personally don't believe that it's the fault of the guy because you have your reason why you don't like to be touched. But in relationships, people like they are
Well, it
comfortable
becomes
with each
his
other.
fault when he
Now,
knows I don't
it
like
becomes
it
his
and he
fault
does
if
it.
he persists and doesn't
Yeah.
respect your boundaries.
Then does
But
it
you
become
can
sexual
also-
harassment then?
Does that
Yes.
become sexual harassment?
It can
I
be
believe it
sexual
becomes
harassment
sexual
if
harassment.
He traumatizes you on a continuous basis, and because that is by the way that is cruel. Like if, for example, let's say for example I'm injured, right? My finger is broken, and you tell me don't touch my finger, it hurts, right? And just because I want to touch your finger, I keep touching your finger, regardless of the pain that you are feeling. Then that is harassment.
The sexual harassment has to have an intent. Remember, the sexual harassment has to be involving something sexual.
Yeah.
So he kind of was mentioning he in what he was saying.
I think
so.
I'm having the same problem
Diana,
here.
yeah,
Small.
yeah. Let me ask Peace. Does sexual harassment have a certain gender?
No.
Please be more clarifying.
A woman, I believe it's more common because of where I've grown up. I believe it's been more common with women. But as I move, I've realized even men can be sexually harassed.
How?
Well, for example, I don't think they find it as harassment, but let me say, girl jumping a guy like.
Oh yes.
No,
Just
just because
Yes.
you don't say it.
Yeah.
not
That's what
there.
I'm saying. I think
Yes.
it's sexual
Yes.
harassment
Just like
too.
Yes.
the thing is like this is, and here is where, by the way, where I can say like privilege of a woman, right? If you say it, people are going to kind of like be empathetic with you, right? If I say it, people are going to laugh at
No,
me.
not in
most cases,
these
you know?
generations.
That's
I
why, like
think.
in most cases, guys who are harassed or raped or anything, they will not say anything. Because instead of people acknowledging their pain and stuff like that, they ridicule, they be like, come on, she was hurt, man, or stuff like that, you know? And that's the tricky part. That's why, like, in most cases, the situation that happens to girls can be reported, but the things that happens to guys cannot be reported.
What do you mean they cannot be
Sexual
reported?
harassment in men has become more common. In
Yeah,
boys
it
specifically,
exists a lot.
of late it has become more common, especially in schools.
is it become more common or now?
Okay, now it's
they
become
feel-
more known.
Yeah,
I
it's
think
more
it's been
exposed.
more
More
But
exposed.
also, again, when we're having these discussions, I'm such a solution-driven person. But the people that make fun of each other are men. Men make fun of other men
Yeah,
so much.
Whenever you are sexually harassed, I feel like your fellow men are the ones who are
the
going to
ones
be like,
that are
oh,
like, why you
It's
talking?
you're not
Yeah,
a
okay.
man.
I
It's
wish
not
it was me.
manly.
And I'm like,
yeah,
what?
right? Okay, she
And
kissed
it's
you,
also-
but
yeah,
look
and it
at
also
her.
goes- and it also
You
goes,
know?
like,
Yeah.
I think it also goes to the societal problem, you know? The societal problem, what I mean by that is that the way your parents raise you, the way what your teacher tells you, what the government tells you, all that plays in a role of what is comfortable or not and what is okay or not. you know?
True.
Me, like as a guy, I'm expected to be the provider, to be strong, to not be faced by anything, to not be as emotional, you know? Regardless of the fact that we are all humans, we have the same brain with same hormones and same, so we are...
Not same hormones.
Okay.
We don't have same hormones.
No, they're not same-ish.
They're not even same-ish.
We are all prone to anxieties,
We
to
have
depression,
emotions, yeah.
to sadness. You
We
get
have
it.
emotions.
We have
To
emotions, you
emotion.
know? There's nothing you feel that I don't feel, you know?
There's something I feel that you don't feel. There's something I feel that you don't feel.
What?
I think
Do you
you
feel
should
cramps?
rephrase that.
It's
No,
different.
the pain of
Oh, yeah,
the pain of
honey-
the cramp. The pain of the cramp, I feel it not because of the cramp. You get it?
Because of
I'm
what?
talking about the pain. You get it? I'm talking about the no. Look,
Guys, let's come back. Let's come back.
No, emotion. No, if we're gonna call things feelings are emotions, yeah.
Like if you
Yeah.
look at-
Yeah.
If we're gonna talk about
Let's just
emotions,
say men have feelings too,
Yes.
but
Okay,
do
fine,
not
okay.
compare
Yes.
the feelings men have to the feelings women have. Cause no,
we are,
Guys,
okay.
please let me kind of steal this word from you for a bit. We do. I agree. Let's come back. Let's come back. I'm going to give a scenario, and we're all going to bring in the ideas on what this is, because I believe this is happening out there, and this is like why I personally felt like it's important to raise these issues. So if I am in a relationship with a man, and actually with women, even these days it's happening. If I'm in a relationship, it doesn't have to be a man or a woman. If I'm in a relationship and my partner comes home, maybe went to visit, and he comes over, he's like, hey, can we make love? For example, if I say no, and then there's this thing that mostly men think that if a woman is trying to say no, she's
saying
trying to
yes.
be hard to get. She's trying to have him pushing. So when he touches here and lets go, the man is like, maybe he wants me to touch the waist. Maybe like. I want us to go that deep. Like, how loud should I be for me to be like, no, I don't want this?
I know you're not going to agree with me on this. But the tonality and how you say something matters. You know? We have all jokingly said things, and we have all said things to the point where it can even be like misunderstood. You know? If it's like, no, or something like that, you know? Maybe you mean it, okay?
No.
Maybe I'm trying to be nice.
I don't agree with any of where this is going.
Yes.
But let's go.
Okay.
I can see it in your face.
I'm allowing him to finish his
I'm
point.
speaking for most guys. Because
Yes,
like,
okay.
you have to remember,
Yes.
No, okay, yeah.
perspective is
Yeah,
everything.
yeah.
You get it?
And that's why I'm allowing.
Go back to what you were saying.
Okay, so what you say and how you say it matters, you know? There have been many times where we say no and yes in a playful way that we don't mean. Not, let's say that it's not sex, right? In everything, there are ways when we say something we don't mean it, and sometimes we say things when we mean it, right? That's why I'm saying that the way you say it and how you say it and everything matters. And if it's repetitive, no. And like there is no playing, and let's say you say no and then I stop and like, what are you doing? Or something like that. Or you do the same to me, right? Then those are mixed signals, you know?
Yeah.
But if you are explicitly saying no, and you even say it twice, and then you are like, if you even try to distance yourself, and I keep persisting, then that's a problem.
No. So I have really swallowed a lot on this specific part. No.
Yeah.
No.
Do you know why? For me, I'm someone who's naturally very good at setting boundaries and being firm. I understand this is not for everyone. I understand that the way I'm firm at the age of 26 is completely different from how I was firm at the age of 20. Yet, I'm not considered a minor anymore. At 20, I'm not considered a minor. So, the reason why I'm enjoying this sensitive era that we are in, and everyone is like, everyone is sensitive. Everyone is sensitive. Good for us, because we need to get to a space where the word no don't even need to be uttered.
Yes.
If at any second you try to do something and you can feel the repulsion from someone,
Yeah, you can feel that.
stop it. And I say this especially to young people, young girls, young boys. If I am trying to touch a 20-year-old guy, he's a man. For him, he thinks he's supposed to take it in. No! Not take it in anything. And it shouldn't be just his responsibility to
It
stop.
should be the society.
It's not even just the society. It needs to stop, because the need for people to be firm or
Loud.
explicitly or loud, it needs to stop. And that's why these sensitivities for me need to be there, because we need to get to a space where I understand. Ni wumva.
But I'm your boyfriend.
Oh, yeah.
You're my
Good for you.
girlfriend.
Let me,
and the reason why I'm going to enjoy
And we've
this.
been doing this. You're my girlfriend.
Esther, me and you are
I'm
going
your
to be honest.
boyfriend. Exactly.
Let's say
Yes,
we
you're going to be.
let's say we
Yes,
have
you're
food.
my.
What's more sexy than a guy doing something and you repulse him and he stops? And this time he's like, you know what? We will only do it when you want. And this time you will have to fight me. You will have to bring in some effort
To beg for
to bring me back to the. Let me tell you, this woman will come hunting for you like a lion.
Okay.
And those spaces should be created where, if you feel in any way this person is repulsive, stop it.
I think that's why communication.
Baby, I want it. Baby, please.
But then you disagree with the communication.
One thing,
The whole communication thing is you
Diana,
you said
please.
communication, but I said no and you thought I was playing.
What?
You see?
You said the whole communication thing comes in play. But I said no and you thought I was playing.
Like, people who are dating know each other, right? Like,
No,
okay.
on sex, I don't think that should be.
so.
That
Okay.
should
Because
be. That should be.
This should be a
Let me
clear
do
example
something
of the
that
two
is
different views.
something that is sad, right? And growing up, like I'm mildly autistic, right?
Yeah.
Like I don't know what someone wants unless they tell me that, right? You get it? And trust me, it was hard to get laid in Rwanda because of that. Because and
Yes.
every guy is going to tell you that.
Yeah.
A girl may want to kiss you, and she's not going to say anything. And if you ask her if she wants, like I've even talked to girls, they have admitted to that. If she wants to kiss you, she will not tell you. And if you ask her that if you can kiss her, she's not going to say it. You know, that's the kind of environment most guys grow up in. You get it? And when it ends up him not doing anything, it's like, what's wrong with you? Like they blamed look, this is our reality.
But Bruce, it becomes harassment when she has stopped you and you did it again,
okay.
right?
No, what he's saying
I'm
is...
trying to show you. I'm trying to look. Consent matters.
Okay.
But in a place where consent is not valued and actually you miss things because of that, it gets really difficult for some people. Like I'm telling you, like in Rwanda, if a girl wants to sleep with you, if a girl wants to kiss you, if a girl wants to do anything with you, even if she wants to basically for you to come and talk to her, she's not going to do anything to kind of like give you hints. Do
I
anything.
think she will.
You know?
No, sometimes it doesn't
yeah,
happen.
you get
Sometimes
it.
it doesn't happen.
And then when you talk to them, they're like, "What is wrong with those guys? They don't even like." I'm like, and then when you talk to them in regard to sexual harassment, they tell you a different story.
Yeah.
Let's get back to the ones in a
Okay,
relationship.
okay.
We are talking about sexual harassment in relationships.
Okay, I can even say something
to
on the
that.
point you are saying. You're completely right. Again, where I had a problem with the word repetitive. If you try to do so we are taught to be women, and you don't say yes the first time. It's a culture.
So you can say yes the second time.
No, it's there. It's
You
the
can-
truth. It's there.
So you're allowed to say yes the
Just
second
a
time.
little
Exactly.
bit.
If he asks and
you're
you
like,
say yes right away, you're easy to
You're
get.
easy.
Yeah.
These are
I
conversations.
think it's even a turn off for you guys.
You know, and it's not true. That's the part why I need all of us being very sensitive.
Yeah, but that is you. Like,
Because it's
don't,
not-
Don't
it's-
you
it's
agree
not
that there are women who disagree with you on that point because of how they're raised and what? Kind
Yes,
of,
yes, that's why
And
me.
that's
I'm
where
saying
the-
I
like,
fully understand what you're saying, and it's true.
It's never black and white, you know.
But we also need, because if people are going to jail,
Yeah.
Because
It's
things
serious.
need to
serious,
change.
yeah.
It is serious.
We need to stop pretending like this is the time where my dad was born. It's different now. So if you ask a lady once, she says no, stop it.
Move.
If she wants
Whether
it,
if she wants it, she will come to you.
She'll
Tell
come
her,
to
okay.
you.
Then
Because
both-
people are going, it's
Then
crazy
both
the
men
amount
and
of...
women, we should develop that culture, you know.
Son,
Because
son.
the thing is, like, they always talk about what men needs to do, but they forget what
women need to
It's
do.
true. It's true.
Because it goes in tandem, you know. One thing affects another. That's why you remember when I was talking about like two forces that goes in different situations? That is life. That is how everything has always gone, you know. When we are looking at a crime, we have to look at the perpetrators and victims at the same time, and in order to understand the exact situation that happened,
Yeah.
and to see everything that is within that part. Because sometimes we take things to a personal level, and then we ignore the rest, and that is how either you don't solve a problem or you create the opposite of that problem, which is also a problem.
I don't think I understand fully what that means.
Yeah.
So
I'm trying.
there's
to
something we
understand.
had also touched on, and we didn't really go there, which I think we can go to now. When we asked, when are men sexually harassed? For example, can a man be sexually harassed in a...
In the community, in a relationship.
Because she said, for example, the jumping thing.
What's the jumping? Please try to
Jumping,
clarify
like,
for us.
I don't know,
What
'cause
is
I've always
jumping?
considered myself a little too thick.
What
But
is-
there
what is
something
jumping?
Where a girl
So
sees a guy and
and then
she
they
runs, and the guy has to
lift her.
lift
Like,
her
I don't know
or
you.
jump
But okay,
her.
so I've seen it.
I'm
Let me
weak.
say.
You can do that to a person you don't know.
TikTok.
I've seen it.
TikTok has happened.
Me
So
too, I've
TikTok
seen
has
Wait,
happened
wait
a
a
lot.
minute, Diana.
Yeah.
A girl cannot to a man he doesn't know.
I'm telling
and-
you
and-
this.
Yeah.
I'm always on my bum
they're
scrolling
not-
down and
maybe they
all.
know each other. They know each other, but they're not like that.
They're not like that. So she comes like out of
This
nowhere and
is
then
so
like,
new.
Yeah, I've seen it. I think it's this
like,
sort.
"Ooh, have you been working out?"
Eh,
Like,
and they're like,
yes.
And then when he started touching her, you sexually harassed me.
Like I don't like.
no, guys don't
I
find
don't- I
offense
don't
in
like to
that,
be
but I'm
touched,
saying that should be an
I don't like
example
to be
of.
touched, and I don't like to be
No,
touched.
guys do.
without,
That's the
you
thing
know?
that I find.
That's the-
Yeah,
The thing is, they
I've met-
don't communicate.
Listen. Like, look, I personally don't
Communicate.
like to be touched.
Oh, yeah.
Right? You're a beautiful lady, but if like when you okay, but if before you go home and you're like, "Hi, Bruce," then like I'm going to sweat like a pig. Like I'm going to get so uncomfortable.
But you
And
can't say,
it's
"Stop
not going to
touching
be-
me."
It's not going to be a pleasant experience because I was not expecting it, and I did not even welcome it.
And that is sexually harassing
Yeah,
you.
get it,
Exactly.
you know? And actually, for men, that's also the other part that is fucked up. we are not more likely to say anything about it. Like I'm going to be like, it's okay. Now try to kind of dismiss it.
Well, we are
You're
talking.
going to go back to your friend and you're like, I met this weird girl. She was like,
But you know why I need
And
the
also- and also-
sensitivity to
and also in
increase? Look, we're
relationships-
even laughing.
in
This is the
relationships-
problem. When it comes to, if this was
Get
reversed
serious.
and I'm
Get
saying,
serious.
no, we can't control it. It's something where sensitivity needs
I
to be
just
increased.
pictured what he said.
Yeah.
We have literally just met and I'm already like,
And it happens. And you're looking at the guy, you're like, oh
happens.
God, how do I help? That's
Many
why
times.
this
But
subject-
men, I'm looking at you. Men, if a woman touches you in a way that you do not like, say it. I do not
let me tell
like
you,
it.
also anyone who's around, if you can see that that guy is
Yeah.
uncomfortable and he's not capable of talking,
Mm-hmm.
say something. That's where the problem is.
Mm.
So someone is your boyfriend. I wake up and I want to tell him, stop touching her. That's also
know,
something.
right?
Yeah.
like how you.
Because how
How
am I
are you in our
intervening
relationship?
In your relationship?
Like,
Like, what gives you the
I
right?
feel like
What gives you? Since when?
in some scenarios, the lady will even ask you like,
Yeah.
like,
I think that
what
is-
are you? Who are you?
But like that's
But
the
you need
thing.
to talk to,
It's
you
a
need to talk to
something.
her though. You can
Yeah.
talk to her first.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
something.
well, that's the thing we want to get to because like
And by the way,
there's
like kinks have become so wide these days, you know. Some girls love to be choked. Some girls love to be like mishandled.
Oh.
And that is okay with consent. You get it?
Yeah, no, I
You know?
understand. I
Like,
understand.
yeah, I was
With
gonna say
consent.
if they consent
Oh,
to
yeah,
that,
you're right. There are people
then
who
it's
really
not-
find the kink in being embarrassed in public. Like, you
Ah,
have seen women who are
understanding.
moving with
Fucked up.
like dog
Yeah,
things,
like a
and the guy is
choke-
like
a choke holder.
holding
The choke
you.
holder.
Yeah. So how?
Also, that's the thing of energy.
I feel like that comes to sexual desires of a person of how they like it, whatever.
No,
and
I
that's
think
some
the
other
whole
topic.
point of us bringing that in was when do we intervene? Because
relationships
Because you might find that these people are doing this thing that he's
Yeah,
slapping her, and it's their thing. It's their
And by
thing.
the way, like this is the thing. Like like me and my friend, there's a place where we used to work, and we were talking about something like whether men are equal to women and stuff like that. We were talking about how they deserve the same rights and do the same job and stuff like that. Throughout the whole conversation, we were arguing with some people. All those people we were arguing with were women.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like sometimes you may see it as a sexual harassment and whatever, but then the person involved
In
is
the
like,
situation.
what are you doing? You
But
know?
you people should remember. You people should remember that for it to be called sexual
You need to
harassment,
point- to talk to the other
yeah,
person.
for it
One
to be called
party
sexual
needs to
harassment,
be-
the party, mostly the party as to whom the act is being done to, finds it unpleasant and welcoming. Isn't that how
You need
it
to
should be?
communicate to- like if you think that there's a situation happening, you need to talk to the other person and ask her like, how are you feeling in
Or
this
him.
situation?
So,
Because sometimes
guys,
you may be jumping to conclusions, and the other
True.
person is like, what is wrong with you? Like,
true, I agree.
It's not your business.
I agree. So let's come back.
And
Let's
also,
come
like,
back.
One thing.
True, true.
Like talking about like what you had asked about like what can be done, right?
Before we jump to what can be done, I want us to picture this. Here, can you think of the story of your girlfriend, a friend who is a lady,
It's okay.
a girl, a friend who is a lady, coming to you, and it's like, by the way, do you know that my boyfriend just, sleeps with me without asking me? Like, so, you guys, I was talking, before I go there, I was talking to one of I don't know if he's my friend, but he was a male figure. I know he's going to watch this. I'm coming for you. So he says that, so you're a lady and you're my girlfriend and you visited me. We are not seated in the house. We are not in the couch. We are in the room. We are chilling, Netflixing. Next time you'll be like,
God, I hate
babe,
that
can I
mindset.
wait?
I don't even
Let
want
me
you to
go
call me
there. Let me go there. And then you're like, honey, can I borrow your t-shirt? I'm like, okay. So you change your clothes. You wear my t-shirt. You remove the bra. You're only remaining with something small. You come back to the bed. I'm a man. I'm in my house. It's dark in my room. We are Netflixing. We are chilling. We are eating snacks. I touch you on your thighs. It's okay. I hug you. It's okay. You even be like, baby, let's cuddle. You're naked. What do you expect? Of course, I'm going to do
expect a
this.
cuddle. Oh my God.
I looked at this man.
That's such.
Wait. I looked at him. I was like, so just because a lady, and mind you, this is something that a lot of men bring it as an excuse.
I know,
You might find that these men on the cameras are also speaking the same thing. Be like, so she was naked in my room.
Yeah, I called and.
And what did she expect? And she removed her clothes. Wait, Dami. She. Bruce, you removed your clothes. You were all naked, acting cute around me. Like, so what were you thinking?
I was thinking I am comfortable with my boyfriend. I want to cuddle and we watch some movies.
But you're naked in my room.
Oh my God, I'm not naked. I'm wearing your shirt. Calm down.
Okay, let's say you got even naked. You're naked.
Please allow him to say something.
Let the man talk.
A woman.
Allow the man to talk.
Allow the man to talk.
So Bruce, a woman, your girlfriend is naked in your room. She's naked. Maybe she's wearing something or not. And you've done this thing before many times. And it's dark. You're Netflixing. Yeah. So
I understand both points.
Why is she naked?
Okay, so if you touch her, if you touch her or you start doing this advancing, or probably you guys, you just find the guy just is already there.
Yeah.
You're already there.
No, there is being there, but
So like,
Please allow him
well,
to
you
say
went behind me and I thought you're going to cuddle.
Allow him.
no,
Allow
let him
him
speak.
Allow him to
I understood them. So number one, girls and boys, very different creatures. Okay? Girls are slow, like the way you get no.
Turned on, yes.
Turned on.
Okay.
Yes. Turned on. A guy literally wakes up with a boner most of the time. That is who we are. Like, there are a few guys who you can touch and get close to that. If they feel something towards you and they don't get turned on or get a boner, it's like it's not because they are bad or something. That is just how their body is. Our arousal is both physical and mental. Sometimes I can think of something. I don't even know that it's happening. And when it gets to that, your body also kind of like plays a part in the actions you do. Sometimes actually you're like, why did I do that? So in that situation, where I am right now, yes, consent is very important, right? Number two, what kind of relationship do you have with the other
Remember, I
person?
said it's your boyfriend.
Okay, your boyfriend, right? The guy may think that he has a shot. And in some situation, they are like, you can think of that same situation you are saying, but if you think about it, sometimes it happened and you didn't have a problem with it, and sometimes it happened and you had a problem with it. You get it? If you think of it that way, you will understand where the other person is coming from.
Actually,
Shouldn't you ask
Bruce,
first?
let me say something.
No, let me finish. Okay. Sorry.
It's
okay?
true. It's true. He's right.
Yeah.
Like
You're right.
It's a very it's easy to accuse someone of harassment or to just
Rape.
jump to conclusion and basically accuse them of anything without taking the whole context inside.
Yeah.
Right? If he touches you and he caresses you and you're okay with it.
It's cuddling. It's cuddling.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Look,
still, like,
yes,
I
look,
mean,
look,
you talked about
look,
the physical
yeah.
part.
There
For
is
them, it's just...
there is a way you are seeing it. This is why people fight, by the way. There is a way you see things, and there is a way the other person is seeing things. And sometimes you forget that you are both different people, thinking differently, maybe even like seeing things differently. And that's where actually communication gets very important, right? So the guy is like, maybe I have a chance. The moment he touches your leg, it's not the first time he has thought about it. He has been thinking about it the first 30 minutes from the moment you removed the hat, your t-shirt. Maybe he even took a pic of your nips. That moment, that's when he was like... At that point, there is a battle of the mind going on.
Yeah.
He's so nervous, he's so frustrated. Like, if you touch his heart, it's beating like faster than a race car. And he's like, let me try. Because society-wise, like you say, there are many times where it happened and you're okay with it. That, for him also, there are times where he did it and it was not a problem. Actually, it became something beautiful, and there are times where he did and then it didn't work and, well, it didn't work out. It's a risk. if he's someone who doesn't take that risk, he will end up alone and die alone in most cases.
I
know?
don't
I think in this
You won't die alone.
that's like exaggeration, kind of.
You gonna get some girl.
It's an exaggeration, but it's an exaggeration of reality. You know?
Okay.
It's sad, but it's true. You know? So the guy's like, okay, fine. I think this is worth trying. Like, this is worth it. You know? And he touches your leg. And
you okay with it?
And then he says, he's talking some words. He's trying to kind of like flirt and sweet talk to you. You know? You can tell him, I don't want that. And if he's a true friend, he's going to stop. There are some times where he's not going to do it, and that's the person who deserves to be labeled anything, and I will be on your side. You know. So when he touches your leg, you don't say anything, and then he continues. You, for example, you may be a virgin. You may not be comfortable being touched that place, but comfortable touched by that place. I'm trying to look. I'm trying to.
What are you doing naked?
Yeah, exactly.
You the virgin. You're like, we are comfortable. I beg, you're my
I
boyfriend.
understand both the men and the women.
Look, not judging. I know girls who are comfortable showing their boobs, but they're not comfortable showing.
Yeah.
There are also girls who are comfortable showing
The other
down,
way
but not up.
around.
You get it? It's very normal, you know. And so the guy started touching you. You as a person, you are a grown-ass person. If someone touches you, you know already that is not.
No.
No. If you don't ask, you know. Look. In
Just
the
going
case-
to make things
look,
awkward. Like
look.
you're touching my thigh, so like, do you want
Listen,
some?
In that situation, let me tell you. For me, in my world, I never blame anyone, because for something to happen, there is always a role of everyone.
So
not to say that you are not entitled to your pain or something, but whatever happens is always a result of the whole thing that happened.
So the main point of me asking you was, if the man goes on and does it without her consent,
And you
She
arouse
said
no
and
objection.
she raised. Okay, like
That's
she.
the thing. You don't
Listen,
for you,
she
look
said
at
she
it
said
from your
no,
side.
but then you're like, come
Esther,
on.
Esther,
Wait.
I
I'm
don't
trying
think
to-
we should also
It's
expect men to
complex.
read our minds.
It's complex. That's
I
the
feel
thing.
like in that situation, when you feel like he's hot and up
Fine.
there, like now that's the time for you to speak up.
You know.
She spoke up, but then you're like, in your head, you're like, she's naked. She's in my bed. What does she expect?
I know, I understand
I
that.
wanted to
today
bring
men were
this-
built like that.
That is entitlement, and I
Yes.
don't believe in entitlement.
Oh my
You get
God.
it?
Yes.
Look,
Now we're talking.
Yes.
that's
No,
the thing.
me, I want you to even go further.
The moment-
Are we still talking? Then it's
Okay,
it's
look,
rape. We're
the
not
moment-
talking about sexual harassment.
Exactly.
The moment you have like expectations are always never good. Expectations are the worst. Like thinking that people always confuse expectations with hope, right? You can come to my house hoping that I'm going to sleep with you. It's very different from
Expecting.
I'm expecting to sleep with you. Because do you know the
Because
difference?
there's
Let me
a
tell you the
rule.
difference. Do you know
There's
the
an
difference?
entire.
This is the difference.
You know,
expectation
whether it hap-
always have
it's-
or
yeah.
expectation always have a timeline. What I mean by that is like I'm sleeping with her today.
today.
Expectations
was
always
in
have
my
a
house.
timeline.
It's gonna happen.
I sent you.
Hope
I
is
sent you
forever.
transport. You came.
You
Yeah,
came.
yeah.
You
You know?
you switched clothes.
So-
you removed your brand. Oh, you're in my bed.
Look.
The expectation.
If you come to my house and you are naked, right, and you're sleeping on me, you don't owe me anything. The only thing you owe me is what you're going to give me.
But that's
Okay?
you. You know, you're speaking for you. You're thinking that because that's the kind of person you are. We're talking about the men.
This is the
Yeah.
kind of
who
a
don't
person.
think like you.
Yes.
Because 90% of them, I'm sorry, I'm generalizing, but 90% of them don't think like that.
And it's
But also
true.
let's-
But I'm
let's-
saying,
let-
that's
let's
what-
get
that's what
to
I'm saying,
here.
that
Let's
there
get
is
to
a
here.
big- there
Let's
is-
also enter
it's
in
never-
that
it's
part.
never black and white or simple
Yes,
like
but
that.
there's a part we are.
Let's
we are-
get
we are
to-
not- refusing
Let
to
us
look
say
at
something.
also, because we are really aware and we are trying not to victim blame.
Yes.
Let's also talk about it as women. I think for me, it also has a lot to do with age.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if you're 25 and above, and you're
You are a grown-ass person.
it's not you're a grown-up person. There are situations
Mentality.
in which you are better equipped to handle. A 20-year-old girl just wants to be close to you. She wants to get in your bed. And
She's
again, she's considered
comfortable.
like she's not a minor anymore. It's not even comfortable. She's
I'm gonna
seeking your
raise-
attention. She really wants.
But that's what she wants.
I'm gonna raise an
she really
objection
wants
on the
your-
age.
Your your affection, but she doesn't want to sleep with you.
But that guy wants.
So yes, 1 minute.
1 minute. It has to do with biases, right? Because I have talked with people, right? Everyone in a situation has something they want. For you, may want to feel.
I want
Yes.
to cuddle. I
Yes.
want
Yes.
some, you know.
Yes.
For a guy, he wants to have sex. You know, that's what his body is pushing. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
We've understood the pushing.
You get it, you know, and for you, you think you are entitled to what you want, and he's not entitled to what you want, to what he wants. If you want him to cuddle you and give you that emotional whatever, what if he says no? Do you think you are going to see him in the right way? You are going to treat him the same way you would feel if he also acted upon his own desires. You know, like there is always two sides of.
Let's come back to what I was going to ask you. You mentioned about the age.
Yes. Yes.
This is something that actually I wrote an article about it. It's like about the fact that age should not be given an excuse to anything whatsoever. I could be 27, but I also have that young girl in me who just wants to cuddle. I just want you to hold me. Just because I'm 27, it does not mean that I'm naked in your bed and I want to sleep with you.
You know what?
And there could also be that 20-year-old girl
Yes.
who actually wants it.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's true.
So the age, when you're trying to explain the thing, the perspective of the way
It is.
It is.
It
I
is.
think I
not
understand
at all.
that
Esther,
point.
let's
And remember
be
the different
It is.
historical back.
It really is. because
Remember they
who
also
you were, is who you
True.
were at 27. So you say no. It's different
It's
from
not
how
the same.
18, 19, 20-year-old
that
says no.
depends.
I feel like
that
your
depends
actions as a
that
27-year-old
depends on my
have more
historical
intent
background.
than-
That depends on how I was raised up.
certain
That
you
depends on how certain I am. That depends on where I am from. For example, whites. I'm not pointing at you, but do you know that an 18-year-old white lady
Yes.
It's an adult.
might know
Yes.
things that you, an African who is living in this Africa, let's even go to the village in Musanze, in Burera.
Now I think we are going
Who you
more
might not-
cultural differences.
Yeah. But the
Let's go there.
the age matters. I don't think just because I made some big decisions when I was 20 years ago, I don't think just because I made those decisions, I don't think it has anything to do with the age. It has to do with the level of my understanding, the
it's
adult.
personality.
Yes, the adultness. Is it adultness?
There are, not adulthood. Let's also go into that.
So just because I'm a certain age, it does not put me in a bracket of what I should decide or what I should not decide. So let's come back to exactly me deciding because I'm that person, not because of how old I am.
I was saying, especially the age thing, I bring it in very powerfully. Yeah? Because there is this thing we are saying, a woman, if you're in bed, at some point you should be able to say no firmly. I don't, it has to do with age. Even the example you just gave me of an 18-year-old white lady with a 27-year-old village girl. Trust me. Even the way I can fight you body-wise is different. Is different. Even the way I can.
I think it's about.
Esther, let's be honest. There's a reason why. Yes, the personality, of course, are involved. The environment.
The people who are docile, who will not. They may be even 40 and
They can't fight. They can't even push you.
like you are speaking as yourself.
Let's go
but
back.
Personality.
Yes.
matters a lot.
Yeah.
I'm talking in general. Let's also, because for me, I'm a bit worried when it comes to specifically the concept of sexual harassment with age. Because with age, we also act differently.
So are you
Even now,
saying
let's-
the guy should consider the girl's age?
No, I'm saying when it comes to how things will be verbalized,
Okay.
be careful, especially if you're young.
Okay.
You need to learn and push, even if you're feeling like, push.
I think
Because-
I'm also going to contradict
There's also
myself
like
by
a
saying this, but
confusion.
I think us as women, we should also be, as much as we want the men to understand us, we should
These
also
things-
be emotionally intelligent with them.
Yeah.
We know them, we know how they
Goes both
think.
ways.
And it's very easy for us to know the guys. You know that you're naked.
Are
know-
you saying?
know you're
Are
turning
you
him
saying
on
me
and
the
da- da- da-
victim?
da.
I'm the problem?
I'm saying, I'm saying that you, the victim, should also not put yourself in a position
In
of
a
you becoming
situation.
a victim.
Look, there is
So here's the thing, Esther.
A man or a woman.
A man or a woman.
Either you're a young boy or
No,
you're a young girl.
I'm going to use the example she used.
A situation.
You, a lady, came to a guy's place.
personal responsibility.
You already know in your head that this guy might expect some. You got naked, removed your bra. Okay, let's say you're comfortable with him. You went ahead to even remove the clothes you were wearing to be naked and watch Netflix with him.
And you're surprised?
Don't be.
I feel like now you're pushing.
It doesn't
I
give
don't
you.
think you're pushing.
I think
I wouldn't use the
I feel
word
like
pushing, but
you
stop
should
also,
you should also
stop.
think. Yeah, you should also think about the guy.
Does that
Why
give you
is-
consent?
It's not fair. Like, look,
No, it's not fair
it's
for
not
us
fair,
to
it's not right.
It's not fair
it's
for
not for us
either
to
one of them.
expect him to
Yeah.
control himself
It's not fair
when
for-
you're
yeah.
not doing anything to help.
Yeah. Like, look, you're expecting us to
But then I
control
also don't
ourselves
expect him to
and
jump you
be
because you're
aware of
naked.
things,
So
but you're not putting your own personal responsibility of basically being aware of what you are doing at the same time. Like, my actions matters, but also your action matters. Like,
Yeah.
we always forget about personal responsibility in most cases.
Yes.
You know, like if I go in a neighborhood that is like gang, like it's filled with gangs, you know, and I'm like statistically, it's written on chat like I'm more likely to get shot or killed. You know, yes, people. If I get killed, yes. People who did it
they are wrong?
very responsible.
Yes.
But there's a personal responsibility to me
Don't go
too,
there.
Yeah.
where I encourage that situation from happening. You know, it doesn't make my pain or my loss.
it
any
doesn't
less.
make you less of a
You get it?
victim.
But in order for you to be better and for you to change the world, you have to be always
Yeah.
aware of your own actions. You know, like me as a guy, like I told you, the way my biology is wired, like if I see a girl's legs or whatever, I'm going to get turned on. If I get turned on, psychologically, my mind is going to be affected by me getting turned on, right? And you are creating that situation where the guy is more likely to get turned on. And then you're expecting him to be aware and to control what he does, but yet you're not doing the same thing to control what you do, regardless
Yeah.
of what you know about what might happen.
We
like
can't
that.
pretend like
Now
we're
that
so
one.
we can't pretend like we're
I
blinded.
have something to say
So
about
that's why communication matters.
Yes.
If you come and then you are like Bruce, like it's hard and I want to remove my pants. Are you okay with it? I'm not expecting any sex or anything. It's not going to happen. And you tell me that, and I agree to that, right?
Yeah.
Then you have allowed me to prepare my body and my mind
That not
to that
to be
situation.
responsible.
Yeah, nothing is.
But
gonna
if
happen.
you want me to read the room,
Yeah.
and to assume
But if
that
you
don't
read
want me, then to
reading the room with a whole naked person
yeah.
there.
But just because
there's
I'm there.
nothing, there's
kind
nothing
of a-
hard. There's nothing hard than reading a room where you have this emotion that is basically overlapping over everything.
And
The
with the
same way.
person, the person not helping.
Your emotions, not an excuse
It is-
to harass me.
It's not,
It's not an
but
excuse.
it's a factor. You know.
Yeah. Esther,
Let's come back. Let's come back.
Yes.
I feel like if we will go on and on
yeah,
and on
yeah.
and on, I remind people that are watching us that this is Scoop on Scoop.
Yes.
Subscribe. If you want to see more of this,
Share.
subscribe and share.
Yeah.
So we're going to come back to, we're going to be more of like giving a conclusion. Let's go deep in, is this really happening?
Yes.
Is this happening? Is this something that's happening to us, the young adults, the society, young children, the grown-ups, despite of what gender? What can we say? I know that Anderson has a little bit of law history. Like, please tell us, is the law against these things? Because the perpetrators, the victims, the suspects, the witnesses, everyone out there should know that this is something very serious, to the point that the country has thought of it and put it under the laws. You don't want to go to prison. Leave alone the society aspects of it. This is something very, very, very serious. So I'm going to start. With Anderson.
Yes.
Kind of wrap it up for us. What should we, women and men, do to fight against this sexual harassment, mostly in relationships? You know what? Let me not conclude for you.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think first, even small steps of finding what's the word sexual harassment in Kinyarwanda. We can talk about it and point it out. Is the first number one thing.
Count me out.
You know, we need to find, depending on each language, so that things can come closer to us. Number two, I strongly believe even before the law is involved, most things start in the society, in the community, me, you next to each other. So my guy, my girl, fight for the person next to you. If you see this guy is being touched inappropriately, is being pulled, anything is uncomfortable, say something. If you feel like this girl is uncomfortable, say something. Now, on the specific part we talked about in relationships, where we don't want, that's what I'm saying. No, if it's not a relationship case, you can see these people are just friends or they just know each other like this person is communicating, stop it. Be the one next to them. It's a community thing. I don't think it should be fought by just one. This is a one person.
True.
All of us. But now in relationships and marriage, again, we are a culture. I will not pretend as if we do things in a certain way. We are African. There's a cultural thing way going on. Get to know, talk to the person. Allow them to tell you what's going on. If you feel like they are not okay, if they ask for your help, push. But also, still, if it's something that's growing gradually and you're seeing that it's becoming something that's not allowed, that's too much for you, and even outside of you, you're talking to people and you can see, do something. This is a country where we do something. Whether or not the victim is too scared, do something.
Yeah, maybe to add in for you, I don't think, do they have to wait for the person to report? Because you know that omission to do something that should be rightfully done here in Rwanda is also a crime. Like if you watched me, people, if you didn't know this, get to know this.
Yeah.
If you watched a man harass me,
And it keeps happening.
whether I said something, whether I did not say something, and you watched it happen, you are going. You are complicit,
And you're responsible to do
something. So please, be it your sister, be it your brother, someone you know, someone you don't know. Our Rwanda is very small.
And you know it works.
Everyone is
It
your
functions.
brother.
Yeah, and it functions. It really does.
Yes.
Now,
That's
on the
small.
last part, also that's very sensitive. Again, the thing we said in the bedroom, because this is sensitive. Guy, if you feel, because it's scary. Me, I'm getting scared of the numbers of guys that are going to jail as if it has become like a bathroom. They're going in and out, in and out. I've been
those
to
that
jail.
are
I was to jail. Now it's even all the YouTube. He was to jail. He was to jail. He was
my
to
God,
jail.
yeah.
Stop it. Let this be a random thing at this point where we are very serious about if you don't have consent. We need to come up with the word consent in Kinyarwanda. If you don't have consent is not no. If you feel like she's not comfortable, if you feel like he's not comfortable, stop it. People can't keep going to jail.
Ask, exactly. Ask.
Leave alone not going to jail, even if you don't, because you guys, this happens a lot, and because the people hide under the relationship emblem,
People are not
and
in
this is
jail.
something
It's still
that
happening.
is very hard to prove. It's my boyfriend or it's my husband. He's the one who harassed me. It's very hard to prove. So let's not just do this for the sake of being afraid to go to prison. Let it be something that
I think
your
for me, I'm
conscience
very
should just
conscious.
tell you.
But that's the thing. We talked about morality. For some people, they that conscious, they don't have it. That's why I'm flabbergasted, and especially
Men are
again,
just so barbaric.
yeah.
when it
So
comes
that's
to that
again
whole-
the thing where I
it's-
also again come back to age.
Yeah.
Some people are trying to prove their masculinity or their strength through these things. I'm macho, and I'm like, my guy, right now this looks very important to you.
But it's not going to.
That 6 years from now, 40 years from now, you will look disgusting to
True.
yourself.
Go back to the conclusion so we can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for me, when it comes to sexual harassment, the main thing I want us to understand is not just between the victim and the perpetrator. It's a community thing. We're
True.
all involved. If
True.
you see something, say something,
True.
do something.
Thank you so much, Diana.
Well, I'm going to conclude on the whole part, the last thing we spoke about. This is not victim blaming, but I want also the women to be aware. Don't put yourself in a situation where you're going to end up, where you feel like you're going to end up being hurt. Don't test boundaries. That's what I'm going to say. Don't test boundaries. And the men should be more emotionally intelligent with women. Like, don't just think because you're up there, I'm up there with you. Yeah, that's why the whole communication part, ask me. So I'm going to say this, it just goes both ways. The women don't put yourself in that position. The men, be more communicative, ask to see if we're on the same level.
Then maybe to conclude, how many times should I say no for him to understand me? Or how loud should I go?
You should not be loud, you should be firm. Once I say no, I have said no. I don't care if I'm laughing or what, it's no.
Before he even goes to that step, scream!
My sister, use hands.
No.
You have said no.
I think for me, that's where you should involve people.
No, like
No,
we
we're
are
in the
talking about
bedroom.
in the bedroom
We're in the
side.
bedroom, I've said no.
Because this
And
is
this guy is
relationship.
just-
These things mostly happen.
You know?
Hey, I'm gonna call.
You.
No, I'm going. Yeah, that's the part where
To
I
call
don't
or
fight
scream.
for
Life.
cough, scream, or do like whatever.
Do
you need to
anything
do
that
to
will get you
out
out of that
anything.
situation.
Cry
I
his
like
eyes
that.
out.
Bruce.
Man in the room.
Yeah.
So,
Conclude first. Yeah.
for me, I think one of the things that we kind of like forget is communication always.
Yeah.
Look, the reality of the thing is like we are all different, right? Your problem is not going to be always my problem. And you may see me as a villain, I don't see myself as a villain. You know? And that's where communication plays a big part. Whenever someone tells no and they mean it, you can know that they mean it. Like I don't care like how they say. Like if it's a true no, you will know that it's a true no, right? Another thing is like there are many times where girls use this as an advantage, you know, where like if a woman wants to break up with a guy or he wants to divorce and he wants the law to be on their side, they use that, you know. Like he said that the guy has harassed him regardless of the fact there has never been a communication between them. The guy has never, like, if you ask him, he's like, it didn't even come up, you know? It's like, the first time I heard about it is when the cops or someone came. Like, there was nothing to, like, to give that guy a chance to know that he's doing something that is not right, you know? We also have to acknowledge that part because it's something that is always unseen. Like, if you all know about the situation, let's say like of Johnny Depp and Amber Heard, right? Johnny Depp was already a perpetrator before anything, you know, because in the book of the world, a man is always wrong and stuff like that. And if we continue singing that song, it can easily like be perpetrated. Like I heard a story from my dad where girls would take lifts. They go in a car of a guy, and then once they're like on the road from Kinamba to Nyarutarama, they're like, if you don't give me money, I'm going to say that you raped me.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Oh yeah.
it's
Very
real,
wrong.
You know,
Yeah.
we said the other thing, but also that part exists. So communication is a very big part, and before I would say for me, before you involve the law, bring in a third party.
Yeah.
You know, if I'm not understanding your side and you're not understanding my side, let's bring a third party, whether it be a therapist, whether it be a common friend, but let's bring someone to bridge the gap. And if it persists and it's still a problem, then let's bring in the law, because there are many situations where a man's life is ruined.
Yes.
You know, just because society expects him to act a specific way, and they forget that we are wired very differently. Like I told you, men, we are highly sexual, but no, it's not because like we love sex so much. Our bodies simply wired that way because we are the ones, if we go to biology, we're the ones who are supposed to kind of like come and then reproduce and stuff like that. I don't know. Maybe that's the way, but maybe it's not. But the way we are wired, we get turned on easily, and most things happen emotionally and happens in our mind, and people don't want to know our reality. They just want to be like, you did this, you did that, you were an asshole. It's easy to put a label on someone than to understand them.
Yeah.
So to close, if a guy ever did something that you were not comfortable with, make sure that person knows. Because you may go to your friend and then be like, this guy did something like something. It happens to me. It has happened to me. Like I told you, like I'm mildly autistic. You know, sometimes like the way I treat guys, that's the same way I treat girls. That's who I am as a person. Like I'm so comfortable with everyone to the point if like I'm like, what's up, man, or whatever. The way I'm comfortable with guys, that's the way I'm comfortable with girls. Hadassah knows that, you know. But someone may not know who I am and why I'm like that, and then I do something that they value as harassment or something, and they would rather put a label than talk to me.
Yeah.
or talk to someone so that they can talk to me so that I can know that I did something wrong. Because you are left to be like, what did I do? You know? And that's the reality from the other side.
Clearly, this is something really, really sensitive. And I like how we went in diverse and how we burnt this out. I feel like someone out there has learned something, and I truly think we should make this something that should be talked about, something that needs to be heard. A woman, a man that's out there, it's time to fight for your rights. It's time to raise these issues so that we can. This is the way we are all going to live in a harmonious community. So thank you everyone for coming today. It was a pleasure having you.
Thank you for having
It wasn't
us.
easy. It
Thank
wasn't
you for
easy.
having us.
Yes.
It was nice.
Thank you.
And you are allowed to oppose. You are allowed to have other type of thoughts. You are allowed to see this in a different way.
Exactly.
It's okay.
Yes. So thank you everyone. This was Scoop on Scoop. Go and subscribe.
Yay! Like, share, comment, all those things.
Everything.
All those things.
Everything.